Good afternoon, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Friday afternoon, April 14th. We are looking at Window Trader's market profile of the ES and SPY. So, I've been doing this a long time, about 40 years, between 25 years on the trading floor, 15 years almost behind the screen. And these last 2 days were pretty, for me, very difficult. Not so much that, look, we know yesterday was a grind up to be long. Today was a grind down for 6 time frames, B through G to be short. But it's just the way things are being done. Again, there's no one to blame but myself. You have to trade what's in front of you. Sometimes I try to put too much logic into what the market should be doing or attempting to do. Today was an example of that. We'll go over that. So I wasn't here Monday, Tuesday. I had a good day on Wednesday with 20 points, 6 points yesterday. Well, today I gave back 25. So I basically was flat. And that all came, I gave back 30 points in A period and then took 5 points back or 6 points back through the day to end down 24. So basically flat for the week. Let's go over a couple of what these things did and then we'll go over the trading and we're going to recap all the charts. So NQ takes back yesterday's entire trend day and ends up with today's high and low. But they're still up on the daily. So they're, again, not that bad. Righty. Righty takes back yesterday's trend day and goes out with a trend day down with 3 sets of single prints. Look how fascinating this is. Righty had an inside day yesterday. They came out of it to the upside, right? Monitor it. Go with it and monitor it for continuation or lack of. Well, they got yesterday's high, but they didn't get the overnight high. They came out of balance. They took out the balance high slightly. And then talk about lack of. Came in, went trend down, had an inside day down, almost had an outside day down, and they end up with 3 sets of single prints in B, C, D. They're still in balance on the daily. So, I don't know how to describe these traders in these indices. But, bipolar, paranoid, schizophrenic, fragile, emotionally disturbed, fickleness. You could use all those terms and adjectives to describe short-term traders and algorithms. I mean, just look at this week on its own. We talked about earlier in the week, they tried to come out of balance and they continually failed when we got up, right? We tried to get up here on the 11th, rolled over. Then on Wednesday, okay, here we go with a gap. No, roll over. But wait, we're going to try again now late in the day. Nah, let's go down and probe to the downside. Yesterday, okay, outside day down from Wednesday, sellers should get going. Nope, here we go, rip up. 6 sets of single print and under a $6 range. Only to do what today? Open, give everybody a head fake, including me with this rip up, only to take it all back and go trend down and take back the majority of yesterday's trend day. We still held B singles. Now, incredibly, and the ES holds one tick of single prints from today. SPY took theirs back. So the amount of the amount of fickleness, the way they go up and down is just really something to see. But again, that's something we have to deal with. I know I have to deal with it. So in my trading this morning, I thought, now the overnight was short, but you got to put that in context. The overnight was short because I think a lot of longs, for my money's worth, got out in the overnight. Okay? So when we started going up, I don't think it's really true short cover. I'm like, okay, I'll take a short against yesterday's high and the overnight high. I did. Well, went up, I added, the add-on came in, and I was only out about 2-3 points on the other 2 I had taken. I did 2, added 2, made a couple of points on those, was out a couple of points on the other. I should have put it to bed, but I didn't, and it ripped, and I ended up losing. I didn't even add. I ended up losing 30 points on those 2. So absolutely sickening, right? 15 points on each one. So that was horrible. Horrible way to start the day. But what makes it even worse is B throws a head fake near A's high, only to come down. Now, I did take a short in B to break the A's low. That's why I got some of my money back, points back. And then, all of a sudden, well, let's go trend. I'm like, are we really going to go trend down now after all this? So A kind of threw me off my game. I thought A, so the market kind of ended up doing what I thought it would do, which would be to consolidate. Now, I didn't expect to take back as much as we did, but I thought A would trade up, maybe get yesterday's high or front run it, come down, and then we'd spend some time between the upper distribution, the middle distribution for a while. Well, we ended up doing that, but unfortunately, we decided to go up $3 first in my face. And then it kind of took my head out of it, which kept me from, again, nobody's fault but my own, from really getting back involved on the short side to get that money back, because I certainly could have. So again, I took another short in H when I thought it would be the afternoon rally high, which at the time it worked out because we did roll over, and then obviously we ripped higher. But I didn't do much trading after that A period, so I only took back 6 out of the 30 points I was down and end the week flat. Again, not a disaster, and I don't think we saw the day poorly, but A period really kind of threw me for a loop, and after that loss and after what they attempted to do, again, I should have got my head back in the game and just shorted this the whole way down. But it was a grind down the way it was a grind up. It wasn't like it was free falling. That's for sure. So no big deal. I only traded 3 days this week. I broke even. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. Next week's a new week, and hopefully we start hitting the ball a lot better and more consistently than we did certainly yesterday or today. As far as our destinations, today's upside is 415.09. It's a weekly high. You should have all the other ones I gave you yesterday. For the downside, we have 410.06, today's low, and then that one set of single prints remaining, 410.05 to 409.53. ES, upside, we have one tick, 66 of singles. Then we have today's high of 89, which is a weekly high, and you should have everything else. And on the downside, we have today's low of 38, and then you should have the rest of the down. Well, I'll give it one time. 37.75 to 33. Those last set of single prints from yesterday. 24.50 daily low, and then 13.50 daily low, poor low. Now let's go to the charts. Let's break these down, see what's happened since all this just transpired. As you can see in the IWM, nothing is changing in this monthly. I mean, it is just one long wait to see which way we come out of this monthly on out of this balance. 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 months. It's a year balance. It's a year balance. This is last May. This is April of this year. It's 12 months of balance. So again, it's taken a while to resolve. Weekly balance, right? Basically, you want to call a 3-week balance. I would call a 5-week balance. I would use this as my balance low from March 20th. So you have a 12-month balance. You have a 5-week balance. You think that's an indice waiting for more market-generated information? And surprise, surprise, look at the daily balance. 4 days, trend day down. So whoever trades righty, this market needs help, right? You need more MGI. Until you get it, you keep playing the extremes of the balances on the daily, weekly, and monthly. That's the only way to play it right now for them. Qs and NQ. The monthly is up. The monthly is up, right? So the monthly is definitely different from righty. This month, we had an outside month up last month. It was balanced. Now, I think since we took out last month's high, now we didn't take it out by a lot, so some people might still call it balance, but we did take out last week's month's high. Again, you can call it up or balanced up, whatever you would like. Weekly, did we take out last week's low now? Let me just see. 312.82. We did. So weekly has come back into balance. Basically, you want to call a 2-week balance, you could do that. If it takes out this week's low, then the destination would be the weekly low of March 27th, which is down around the 305 level. So again, it's all subjective. Do you want to call this a 3-week balance or just a 2-week? Since they only took out last week's low by a little bit, I might actually call it, I just want to see something real quick. When did they take out that low? Hold on a second. Is that right? Oh, I'm looking at the weekly. Yes. I'm looking at the wrong thing. Yes, they did. I wanted to make sure we took out last week's low. You know, I would probably call it a 2-week balance, because if they take out this week's low, they should go and test that low. And so I'd call it down then. So right now the monthly is up or balanced up. The weekly is balanced. The daily, again, I would still call it up. Give the buyers the benefit of the doubt, right? The last 2 days, one time framed up. So I know a lot of people might call it balance, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's subjective. So for now, I'd be calling the monthly and daily up, the weekly balance. And then let's go to ES and SPY. And by the way, don't forget, until May 1st, I'm running that special, $75 for 3 months or $200 for the entire year, payable through Venmo or PayPal. Some of the other videos have the info. If you're not sure, just email me at paul@camelbacktrading.org, and I'll give you the details. And thanks for liking and subscribing to this YouTube channel. Come find out what we're all about, man. We offer a lot in here for very little money because we like educating people. Now, ES and SPY balance on the monthly, 6 months. We have 2 weeks to go in this month. We are balanced for 6 months. February's high is the real important one. Now, can we get February's high? Well, the weekly is still healthy. One time framing up for 4 weeks. So I would say to get in this weekly high in that's in February, early February, there's a good chance. The daily, again, I know some people might call it balance, and a big indecision day today, but I'm going to give the bulls their due and call it up. So even though I'm not crazy about the kind of consolidation we got today, right? I mean, the market is so frenzied at times with these short-term traders that they take things to extreme, right? I compared it to a 2-year-old in my trading room. Like they want a cookie. You give them a cookie and they want 5 cookies. Kind of the same thing. Yesterday, they had 1 set of single prints. No, I want 6. And then today, no, I don't want to just consolidate. I want to go straight down and go trend down. It's extremes. So even though it is extremes, you have to still look at the bigger picture. And right now, the bigger picture is the weekly and daily is still healthy. If we take out today's low on Monday, well, then things start changing again. But I do think we have just as good of odds of taking out today's high as today's low. And if we are able to take out today's high, I think we have good odds of getting to that 418 monthly high of February. That's my take on it. So we'll see how we go going forward. We're going to have a lot of earnings next week. I'm sure you'll have some Fed heads talking prior to them going quiet after next week. And God knows what else, other stupid economic data that will come our way. I hope you guys and gals had a much better day trading than I did today. Enjoy your weekend, rest up, and we'll speak prior to the opening on Monday.